evening, everyone. I'm Jovita Moore.
I'm Justin Farmer. The Georgia Secretary of State's office now confirms 10 separate cyber attacks on its network, all traced back to DHS addresses. Investigative reporter Aaron Diamond's been following new developments since he broke this story last week. And Aaron, you talked with a frustrated Georgia Secretary of State here within the past 90 minutes.
Yeah, Justin, think about it like this. Say somebody shows up at your back door and tries to knock it in with a battering ram out of the blue. Now, the door holds up, but it definitely makes you take a much closer look at who's been quietly knocking over the last few months. And then it turns out it's someone you'd least expect. Well, that's exactly what Georgia's Secretary of State's office is dealing with.
We need to know.
In an exclusive interview, a visibly frustrated Georgia Secretary of State Brian Kemp confirmed 10 separate cyber attacks of different levels on his agency's network over the last 10 months that all traced back to United States Department of Homeland Security IP addresses.
We're being told something that they think they have it figured out, yet nobody's really shown us how this happened.
Kemp told us his office's cybersecurity vendor discovered the additional so-called vulnerability scans to his network's firewall after a massive mid-November cyber attack triggered an internal investigation. The Secretary of State's office manages Georgia's elections, and most concerning for Kemp about the newly discovered scans, the timing. The first one on February 2nd happened the day after Georgia's voter registration deadline. The next one just days before the SEC primary. Another in May, the day before the general primary, plus two in November, the day before and the day of the presidential election.
It makes you wonder if somebody was trying to prove a point.
Last week, DHS confirmed the large November 15th hack traced back to a U.S. Customs and Border Protection internet gateway. But Kemp says DHS's story about its source keeps changing.
First, it was an employee in Corpus Christi. Now it's a contractor in Georgia.
And unsatisfied with the response he got from DHS Secretary Jay Johnson this week, Kemp fired off this letter Wednesday to loop in President-elect Donald Trump.
We just need to ask the new administration to take a look at this and make sure that we get the truth. The people of Georgia are deserving to know that and really demanding it.
Now, Kemp says several other scans came around the same time he testified before Congress about his opposition to a federal plan to classify election systems as critical infrastructure like power plants and financial systems. Kemp believes Georgia's election systems, state election systems, are already secure and doesn't want the feds involved. DHS did not return our email seeking comment. We're live in downtown Atlanta at the state capitol. Aaron Diamond, Channel 2 Action News.